Hello. In the previous lecture, I showed you what is molar mass and what are particles. In this lecture, I'm going to let you know what is the relation between the quantities, that is the mass of a substance, the mole of substance, and the particle substance. How can we determine particles from mass, and how can we determine particles how can we determine mass from particles, and what is the relation between the mole between between these two quantities, and what actually the moles are also. Okay, let's just begin. Alright, let's just start. Mass of a substance. If we are given mass of a substance and asked to determine the particles of the substance, we can only do that if we know the moles of substance. So what we have to do, we have to determine mole from mass, and then we can calculate the particles of substance. And we know that the particles can be atoms, molecules, formula units, and also the ions. In a similar way, if we are given the particles of a substance and we are asked to determine the mass of a substance, we can only do that if we know the mole of the substance. Then we can calculate the mass of the substance. So in order to determine these two quantities, that is the mass and the particles, but we need to know the moles of that substance. So mole is actually a link between these two quantities. So how can we determine moles from the mass of a substance? Moles can be calculated if we know the mass of a substance. The formula for this is mass divided by the molar mass. We can determine mole from the mass. From this formula, moles are equal to mass of the substance divided by the molar mass of the substance. Similarly, we can determine the particles. P stands for particles. P can be calculated, that is particles can be calculated if we know the moles of a substance. So particles are equal to mole multiplied by Avogadro's number. And what is Avogadro's number? We know that it is a quantity is equal to 6.02 and the 10 raised to power 23. So we can calculate the particles of a substance by multiplying Avogadro's number with the moles, and we can determine moles from the mass if we divide the mass with the molar mass of that substance. So this is the relationship. If we need to know the particle of substance, we can do that by determining firstly the mole of substance. Then we can do this by multiplying the moles with the Avogadro's number. Alright. In a similar way, if we are given the particles of a substance and we need to know the mass of the substance, what we have to do is, you can see that we can rearrange this formula over here. We can determine the moles if we divide these particles with the Avogadro's number. So the formula for determining the moles from the particles is that mole is equal to particles divided by Avogadro's number. The given particles can be divided with Avogadro's number, then we can determine the moles of the substance. When we get the moles of the substance, we can again determine the mass of the substance. If we rearrange this formula, you can see that the mass can be determined if we multiply moles with this molar mass. So mass is equal to mole into molar mass. So now we have we know the link between the moles, particles, mass. We have this expression over here, mole and the mole, particles and the particles. It's a very easy way to keep in mind the concept of moles, and how is the mole is a link between these two quantities. We can do all kind of calculations from this if we know this 8 relationship, this 8-figure relationship, right? If you have any queries, any questions, you can ask me in the comment box. And also, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and also turn on the notification for more videos. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.